What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Part number 6, almost there. I think I'm just gonna do one more video after this. That video will be starting the car. After that, of course, we're gonna do tons of driving with the car. I'll give you guys reviews, boost videos left and right, daily driving, taking it on an adventure, going to the track, doing a bunch of stuff. So, of course, we're gonna have tons of Celica content on the channel. But this should be part number 6, the second to last video of installing a Celica GTS turbo kit on a 2004 Toyota Celica GTS 6-speed manual. Let's jump right into this video. A lot of buttoning up, putting oils in, and reinstalling things that we took off so that we can install the turbo kit. Let's jump right into it. We're actually gonna start, so the breather vent, I do have one of those, and the AEM, I do have that, of course. The vacuum lines. We're gonna install the axle, hub, and transmission fluid. That's what we'll do first, followed by the oil and oil filter, and then we'll start the Celica. Not this video, but the next video. So currently, where we're at, let's look here, is everything's really put together, looking really good, really nice. I do need to put oil in it, of course. I've buttoned pretty much everything on the charge system up. We do need to put the air filter on, which I haven't done that, so I'll show you guys how to do that. And then I do need to zip tie some of the coolant lines out of the way. So we'll do that right now. Okay, up and underneath, there's the downpipe. We zip tied the coolant lines away from the downpipe. The axle will run right here. I don't know if you guys are upside down, so it'll be a little difficult. There is the intake filter. It's not on all the way because there's that clamp for the power steering. It's such a tight fit. I mean, it's on, but it should be good. I hope that I don't have a power steering fluid leak. I'll check on it after I drive it a little bit. That is the wastegate right there, which we're gonna run a line now from that wastegate. And there is a nipple for some reason on the turbo. I'm not sure why they're running that off there. It must be the only entryway. So we're gonna run 2 lines real quick of the vacuum lines up and out of here, and then we should be done on this lower side where we have the filter on. The only thing we'll have to do is come back in here, and I'll do it on this video, is I'll put the bracket in right there for the axle, and then we'll shove the axle back into the transmission. And then we should, after we get that vacuum line, we should be out of this area, which is, I'm trying to get out. I don't want to be down here anymore, which will be big progress. I did go with a different filter than what's from turbokits.com. We went the RU5288, that's a size, RU5288 from K&N, 3-inch clamp. That means because that's the turbo, the flange. The overall height of it is 4-inch, which means is this part, sorry, this part right here is 4-inch, and then the diameter, how thick this is 6-inch, and that's what we went with. That's this. These are $54, I think. A little expensive, but there you go. You can see right there. I think Turbo Kits does give you one. I don't remember what their size of theirs is, but that seemed like a better fit. I used it last time when I did this. I will be using in this video today as well is MT90. We're going to use 2 MT90, or one of these, one of the Valvoline Synchro Mesh MTF, and then a half of, or a little bit less than a half of the other MT90 for the MWR cocktail for the transmission. And we'll install that after I put the axle in. Another X. This is nice. Done. I'll show you guys where that took place and how you can do it too. So they just have it where you just disconnect this line and then it breathes out and then you cap that off down there. But you can see I have a little K&N breather filter. That's where you'd run a catch can, is through that right there. That comes right off the top. It's this one. Right off the top of the valve cover. And what that does is now that you're turboed in forced induction, it creates pressure inside the crankcase. And if you don't have that, you'll get this thing called blow-by, and it's blowing oil into, because the crank is actually pressurized now, or generating more pressure than normal. And now what's happening is you're putting pressure on the valve, or on the cylinder, so it don't want to slip on by. The way that you prevent it is you let it breathe out into the atmosphere, and now you're going to get a little bit of oil out of there. Not too much, but some oil out of there. We're going to reinstall a passenger side axle. So that's what we're gonna slide in right now. I did put the bracket back on. You will install the axle. Let's go ahead and slip that on. Should be pretty simple. Okay, so axle. So oil and filter, and then this will be next video to start this. The vacuum lines will do that, and the AEM. Let's try the AEM next, and vacuum lines last because it's the most complex. One of my least favorite things is the AEM FIC connection. It's just long and ugly, and the ECU is in here. You know, you can run a different standalone ECU. It's just not my favorite. So I put the cap back on, a little extended 10 millimeters here, and then here's the wires that go into the OEM. And so this will go to the ECUs in here. I pulled out the ECU, plugged those in. Then you're running these plug and play, and then this goes into the OEM harness. And you could probably tuck it, I probably will, tuck it behind the charge pipe, the intake charge pipe. That's what you could probably do, but again, it's not very aesthetic. Okay, now here's the AEM FIC. So fuel injection controller, FIC, that's what that stands for. We'll probably mount that behind the headlight right here or against the fuse box. So I'll probably put it behind the headlight or even right there where the relay fuse box is as well. I think I did it something like this. Here's a relay fuse box. Here's the extra cord. I think I wrapped it around this, and then I'm gonna have to get the headlight. I don't remember if this mounts here or not, if it fits or not. There is a vacuum line that needs to be connected right here to the FIC. That needs to be connected, which will connect to the BOV, which then connects to, I can't remember, I think I usually run it off of this sucker, but maybe I don't know. For the vacuum line, I think I'm missing one vacuum line. And then we'll do the vacuum lines next and grab the battery. And yeah, maybe do a crank, but that'll be next video. Let's see, what else do we have to do? Oil and install oil and oil filter. Of course, we gotta do that. And then I gotta do the transmission. For the transmission, we're gonna do the cocktail. I don't know if I said this already. Synchro Mesh MTF, and then these, and then the Castrol 5W30 with the OEM oil filter is what we'll be running on the turbo setup. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, this is super plug and play and easy. Very unaesthetic here. You don't want to pinch these wires or cut these wires, so when you put this on, be careful. Yeah, we'll see what I do with that. It's just, I mean, that's a freaking absolute eyesore compared to that. Look how black and silver and amazing that looks. And then that. I did get a new oil cap. Kind of cool. Looks sporty to me. Clean aesthetic. Not clean and aesthetic. We'll fix that. Yeah, and there's the FIC, which I do like. You know, you could, I think that you can't put the FIC on top of here. It hits the hood. And I think that you gotta really snug this on here and make sure, because it's a close pinch from the hood down to here, I think I remember. Now I'm gonna put the OEM oil filter on and then put the oil into the engine. And then we'll do the transmission fluid as well. I do have a hand pump for the transmission fluid. So let's grab the OEM filter, put that on, throw some oil in it. Oil is in the engine. Now we're doing the transmission fluid. 22 millimeter down below. There's a little bit left in there, gonna drain out, and then we're gonna pump some new one in there. We're gonna do the cocktail, which is gonna be 1 full synchro mesh and then 2 or 1.2 quarts of MT90. So the rest of it's junking out right there. That's a little bit of the old stuff. I'll close that up real quick now and put the full thing of MTF in, and then we'll throw in the MT90. Okay, yes, done. Install AEM FIC, oils. I just did the oil and transmission. Done. Vacuum lines, we need to do that. I hope that I have enough vacuum line. So I'll show you guys, I'll give you a diagram. So number one, we're gonna cut right here. See that? And put this T right there into it. Just like that, vacuum line. Favorite mod of all time, black zip ties. Yeah, there you guys go. So that's number one, we're into this system. So here, and then here is the Forge BOV. It's kind of pointed that way. I think I'm gonna loosen this one up and rotate it back and up. So you guys see that back and up. That will then go into the wastegate down below. And then there is a feed off of the actual turbo. I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess that's, I didn't have to cut that then. because this is all on the same pressure line, so it's just redundant at that point. I actually didn't have to cut that because there is a feed down there. You guys see that? Can you see that? It's copper. Yeah, you guys might be able to see it. I don't know. I don't know if that's. My MR2 doesn't have that. It's just plugged on the turbo. I'm not sure why I have that one. Now it seems kind of redundant, but whatever. So we'll connect the wastegate to that, and then we'll have the wastegate. Sorry, I'm getting confused. We're gonna do wastegate down here. I'll show you guys that. I'll run the line up through here, connect it to here, connect it to the BOV, and then you do one that's also to the boost gauge. Okay, all the vacuum lines are done. I'm gonna clean it up and make it a little bit nicer. We are done. FIC is installed, AEM, that's what you guys saw in the thumbnail. Intercooler's done, BOV is connected. We're gonna start up the car in next video. Just a couple things. When you start up the car, you may have oil leaks or coolant leaks, so you're gonna have to go through. You also may have fuel leak. Make sure we're gonna check that. We'll do that on video number 7. Oh my gosh. But we are ready to start and pretty much do maybe a test drive. So next video, we'll probably end up getting the car started, and then we'll maybe put it back together. I'll drive it without the front bumper for a little bit, just to make sure, because I don't want to put the front bumper on and then have to remove it back off. But yeah, we've made huge progress. Celica GTS turbo looks so good. I was thinking about doing 3-pipe all the way through to the back of the car, 3-inch, but again, this is gonna be a daily driver, not crazy. So I'll end up doing, I think I'll do the 3-inch to the TRD exhaust and then have it out the TRD exhaust. I think that's a good idea. Just quiet down a little bit. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, swing back, swing by MITSUBISHI.com, swing back to my channel for part number 7 where we just start the car. This is gonna be amazing. You can do this. If you have any questions or anything, comment down below. You might get cut up or something, but it's all worth it in the end. Like, subscribe, come back for part number 7, starting of the Celica GTS. See you guys then.